on this investment. In today's legal segment, firearm law for Southern Arizona residents. If you own a gun, you should know how the law affects you. Our legal contributor, Craig Wisnam, joins us now. Compared to other states, Arizona really does have fairly lenient firearms laws for newer current owners. Let's start with the possession of those military-styled semi-automatic and assault weapons.
No specific rules in Arizona, which means that to the extent they apply at all, you're under the federal law, and that classification, which normally applies to the way those guns look, doesn't function any different in Arizona than it does other states. But of course that doesn't include machine guns, which under Arizona and federal law are generally not allowed anyway.
Okay, what else?
Well, Arizona, we're still a little bit of the old Wild West here. There's a big difference between, especially some of the more urban areas and eastern areas, things that would get you 5 years of minimum jail time in New York City are perfectly legal in Arizona. You're subject to both federal law and Arizona law on a lot of these issues, and you have to know both because unlike a lot of areas, both are pretty important. But if you're 21 years old and you can pass the federal background check, you can buy a handgun. If you're 18 and pass the background check, you can buy a rifle or a shotgun. And in Arizona, you're allowed to if you're allowed to own the weapon, you're allowed to carry it openly, most places, with certain exceptions, but you're not allowed to carry it hidden or concealed unless you've got a concealed weapon permit.
Okay.
And that requires taking a class, getting fingerprinted, passing a background test, qualifying with a weapon, and passing a test. So there's more involved to that concealed weapons permit? Yes. You've got to pass a test. Exactly. You've got to pass a written test, a shooting test, and you've got to pass the background check that you don't have anything that would make you, criminal convictions, mental incapacity, things like that. Although they also basically check those when you buy any gun to begin with under the federal law.
Okay. What about where you can carry a gun?
Well, for the most part, you can carry a gun under those rules. Any business or company can tell you, though, that you're not allowed to take it in their business. You will see, if they don't tell you that, you're normally allowed to carry that. But for instance, if a store wants to post a sign saying no firearms allowed, they're allowed to do that, and you're not allowed to take it in there. There's also specific state requirements against having them any place that serves alcohol with a liquor license, which is not just most bars, but restaurants as well. And schools, of course, are prohibited under both federal and state law.
Now, is this true that there's no state requirement that gun owners have to register a firearm?
It's true. There's no sort of registration where Arizona keeps track of who owns what gun. As I said, if you purchase a gun from a dealer, you do have to go through the federal background check, and they at least keep track of the serial number of the gun you purchased. But there's no sort of registry and such that you see in most of the crime shows, so-and-so had a 9mm registered. That's not the case.
In Arizona. Okay, thank you so much, Craig.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Up next on News 4 at 4, little girl called Tinkerbell. Wait till you